and Victoria Newland. Amidst the uncertainty awaiting them at sea, Flotilla passengers are now facing a new challenge even before setting sail. The Greek government has refused to grant permission for the Audacity of Hope and 2 other ships leaving port, citing anonymous complaints that later turn out to come from an Israeli group. The Greek government's move comes amidst heavy international pressure to resolve a fiscal crisis that sparked massive protest and a general strike scheduled for this week. The Israeli government, meanwhile, is also warning journalists not to cover the aid mission. On Sunday, Israel said reporters who board Gaza-bound ships will be barred from Israel for 10 years and have their equipment seized. In response, the Foreign Press Association said the warning, quote, sends a chilling message to the international media and raises serious questions about Israel's commitment to freedom of the press. On Twitter, former U.S. State Department spokesperson P.J. Crowley responded, quote, Israel is working against its own self-interest by pressuring journalists not to cover the Gaza flotilla. Clearly a newsworthy event, he tweeted. Well, Democracy Now! Is in Athens right now with our exclusive report. Democracy Now! Producer Aaron Maté is in Greece covering the journey of the Audacity of Hope.
We're in Athens, Greece, where delegates from across the U.S. have gathered to board the Audacity of Hope. It's one of 10 ships in the Freedom Flotilla 2, the aid mission to the Gaza Strip. But the journey is facing uncertainty. The Greek government is facing heavy pressure to thwart the aid mission, and the State Department is calling on the Audacity of Hope to abandon its voyage, just issuing a statement calling it provocative and dangerous. Well, we spoke to some of the delegates that are going to be boarding the ship and asked for their response.
I'm Jane Hirschman. I'm one of the organizers of the U.S. boat to Gaza called the Audacity of Hope. We're here tonight, as you see, with not only our delegation, but delegations from all over the country. We're part of the International Freedom Flotilla, Stay Human. We're going to sail to Gaza. We are over 22 countries and 10 ships that are going.
So right now, the Greek government is facing a huge internal revolt. There's protests every day, strikes for this week. Are you concerned that opponents of the flotilla are going to exploit that to try to pressure the Greek government to stop the sailing?
Yes, I think that's happening right now. You know, our boat right now is ready to go. As I said, there has been a complaint that's been, lodged against our boat. It's totally bogus. And they were trying to slow down the process. Tomorrow our lawyer is going to try to deal with it, and we hope that we will be sailing very, very soon.
The State Department is calling the flotilla provocative. It's urging Americans not to take part. What's your response?
Well, I think we should turn that around a little and ask the State Department who's being provocative when a group of unarmed civilians, civil society to civil society, is going to a country that's been totally under siege, where this highest unemployment in the world is in Gaza, when they don't have sanitary water conditions, they don't have medicines. And you really have to ask, being occupied, which is the country that's really being provocative? And I think that's Israel. And of course, the United States colludes in that because we give Israel $3 billion a year of our tax money to do this to the people of Gaza.
Now, you're Jewish. I'm seeing a lot of Jews here. Are there any non-Jews here?
25% of this boat, of the delegates on this boat, are Jewish, yes. And there's a reason for that. Because we want to say to the world that the Israeli government does not speak in our name.
My name is Ray McGovern, and I've seldom met 35 closer friends now, and they're really eager to get on that boat to get to Gaza. What Barack Obama wants to avoid is having to decide, do I call Netanyahu and risk being rebuffed as he is accustomed to doing, or do I just let these Americans suffer whatever fate awaits them at the hands of the Israeli Navy? Tough decision. That's why they're focusing on Greece, to make sure that we never leave here, lest he have to face that decision. Never, never, ever was it our intention to sail into Israeli waters, okay? Gazan waters are Gazan waters under Israeli law because they pretend not to be an occupying power anymore. So either we go into Gaza waters, where we cannot be intercepted under international law, Or the Israelis say, well, no, we were only kidding about not occupying Gaza. We still occupy Gaza. Then the Israelis do have a right to interdict arms traffic. Now, you know, we're bearing letters, okay? My grandfather from Ireland, he was a letter carrier. So is my other grandfather. It's very much in my tradition. We're carrying letters. Now, what in God's name can letters, how can these letters be considered a threat to the security of Israel?
Medea Benjamin with the group Code Pink. I'm from Washington, D.C. This is not a provocation. This is following the footsteps of Dr. Martin Luther King. It's following the footsteps of Mahatma Gandhi. It's following the footsteps of Palestinians who resist nonviolently day after day. And it's in a great global tradition of standing up against injustice.
6 members of Congress have signed a letter asking the U.S. government to protect the passengers. What do you want from the White House, from Congress, from the State Department?
Well, first I want to say that when you look around here at representatives from other organizations, they have members of their parliament going with them. There is a member of the Spanish parliament here, European parliament here, Swiss parliament, Norwegian parliament, and they ask us, how many members of your Congress are going on this U.S. delegation? And I laugh, because I'm so ashamed to even say, not only is there not one member going, but we didn't even bother asking any of them to come because we knew it would be impossible. It was hard enough to get 6 people to sign a letter that said that our government should protect us. We are U.S. citizens, you know. So it is so embarrassing when you see how far removed our government is compared to other governments around the world in standing up for what we say that we go to war for in Iraq or in Libya, people's basic human rights.
So we're on our way to a square where there's some protests taking place?
We're heading to the heart of the resistance here in Greece, in Athens right now, Syntagma Square.
So people have been gathering there daily?
The square is actually occupied. People, you'll see when we get down, they've set up a whole community. Each quadrant has tents set up. There's a media area, a healthcare area, and then the center of the plaza is where they have the assemblies every night. So there's a popular assembly every night, basically a decision-making process about the different agendas that they do. And right now they're dealing with the political position around this austerity measures that are going to be voted on Wednesday and preparing for the general strike on Tuesday and Wednesday.
We're at Syntagma Square, the epicenter of protest in Greece right now. And we're with Lisa Fithian, who's sort of the unofficial tour guide for Democracy Now! In activist hotbeds. You were with us in Copenhagen, gave us a tour there during the climate protests. And now tell us what's going on here.
As you can see, as we come down into the main center of the plaza, right across from the parliament, is the popular assembly that's taking place right now. So what you have is folks from every walk of life that come to the center here in Athens, you know, all different ages, from all different professions, from classes, different political ideologies, are all coming here to participate in this incredible democratic process. And I think I've seen as I've come down here, you know, people take it very seriously. There's a voting process and they set their agendas, and it's in the heart of this incredible community that's been here for over a month, where you have medical areas, media areas, art areas, cultural areas, and then people that are camping out. And so every day this goes on, and each night, starting from anywhere between 7 and 9 to midnight or so, the plenary happens. And really on the strike, this is, you know, the center where a lot of the conflicts happened 2 weeks ago. And when the strike comes Tuesday and Wednesday, this will continue to be the center. Wednesday, the general strike is calling for people from all around Greece to come here to surround the parliament building. So we can only imagine what that's going to be like. So it's really an incredible moment here. And as you've seen, talking to people in Greece, they have such great hope. and such belief in what they're doing here, that it's really democracy.
Well, I'm Mary. I came here like everybody came. It was something like a spontaneous call on Facebook saying everybody who is upset with this situation, Greek, come to Syntagma Square at 6 o'clock. It was Wednesday, 25 of May. And I came to see what this thing is. And I thought that, like usually, we were going to stay here for 2 hours, look at each other, yell a little, maybe have a fight with the police and go back. But we are here over a month. Yesterday we have our birthday of 1 month, and we managed to make a small self-organized community. It's not, some people say it's a political movement. Okay, I don't know, maybe it is. It's a demonstration. That's what it is. Everybody thinks that the political system in this country is very corrupted. So we don't follow any part, any political part. This square says political parts are out.
And this week there's a general strike being called?
Yes, for 48 hours. 48 hours. We already voted and posted on the internet to this government and to the police that we are peaceful, that we won't cause any troubles, protect us, don't hit us. I hope they will do it, because it's going to be bad for us, but worse for them. We know that.
We are so proud to be here at a time to see this incredible uprising of democracy in Greece and to be here in solidarity with you. And we know right now that Greece is being screwed by the IMF and the European